Hello guys, it's me, Red David Dinosaur, and today with a new series called Rivalries. Rivalries is about taking the same car in different versions. That what this means is I buy the car in its box variant, and also I get the car in a MOTORPASS or in the Summit and compare those two with the same performance parts or even the same vanities to see if there is a difference between both of those, especially in the MOTORPASS versions and Summit versions, to see if there is they are slightly better or far better than the Xbox counterparts. So let's start with the recently added Mazda MX-5 Miata that got added also in Rally Raid. This has its MOTORPASS variant called the SpearHog Edition that you get in the level 1 when you buy the 80k crew credits. Uh, okay, the rules for this, especially when I start rivalries, is that I scouted a route on this track that I choose with any rally raid car, but I can change the route pretty much. I can take any shortcut. That meanwhile I'm doing the comparison on anything. I can do a slightly better racing lines to search the better way to complete the route, but I can take a massive shortcut that will basically create a huge gap in the time between the box version or MotorPass version, whatever I'm testing. I can do that. And also, as I mentioned, I use the same performance parts. In this case, I'm using a Nitro Chemist build that I did for another car. I just basically put it in the Miata SpearHog and in the box version of the Mazda Miata that I bought, and that's pretty much what it is on the rules of this. Now let's talk about the differences I found. This is actually pretty good because I didn't find any or minimal, like really minimal changes that won't affect your times and won't create a gap between the box version and the MotorPass version. Like, for example, allegedly some of the cars on the first MotorPass actually created a huge gap between box players and actually people that buy crew credits and got the MotorPass. So in this one, it's actually pretty balanced. Like in the Miata, is all about you, to say it at least. Sure, the MotorPass version has better grip and better acceleration, but aren't like huge enough to basically leave on the dust the box version, aka free version of, or how you call it. Pretty much all of this is up to how well you do this track and how well you find better racing lines to complete it. So that means you can be on a box car with really good knowledge of the track and really good parts behind you. So you can beat a SpearHog Edition with no trouble, just using basically your skills to basically beat the other car. Same goes to the SpearHog Edition. If you're again if you know what you're doing and you have good parts behind, or even the same parts, you can actually beat the other car, and that is pretty much what it is. Like, the differences are really thin, and it's not creating this usual unfairness that you find when you pay for a car against a car you get, for example, in the game just for grinding. So actually, pretty good, pretty well done, Ivory Tower. I need to give credit where credit's due. This is actually a pretty balanced car that is not gonna create a huge gap between both of those. Sure, there is better rally raid cars that pretty much are better than the NX5, but that is not the topic. It's just to see if these two have really big differences in terms of physics and handling, and there is not too much. So I'm actually happy to see this, that actually every tower is not creating these huge gaps between, like, a paid car versus a free car. Basically the paid car basically just leaps on the dust everything else. And hey, I'm glad that that is the case. That isn't the case. I'm sorry. That that is just not creating these huge gaps, and actually you can compete and just let your skills define how good you are, and not your wallet, to say it least. So yeah, this is it. This is the first episode. Maybe I will do another one with the Corvette on touring car that got added against the Fire Edition that is in the MOTORPASS. We're gonna see how it is, and see if there is a big difference between these two in a touring car race. And this is actually gonna be easier because I don't need to actually scout routes or something like I did in this Rally Raid one. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. See you on the next episode or in the next thing I do. Consider subscribe if you want to see more of this content, more of the crew content, and other, on even GTA or Need for Speed in the future. Hell, even more games if I have the time though. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.